This is the most interesting comparison video I have ever done. I've done a lot of these, but today we're comparing two high-end PCVR beasts. We're comparing the Play for Dream MR and the Meganex Superlight 8K VR headset. One of these headsets is like your perfect wireless PCVR dream, with all puns being intended. And the other is, well, a bit of a nightmare that turned into a dream thanks to some serious, and I mean serious, community help. But I'm your boy Mario Dude VR, and I'm gonna tell you guys everything I know about both of these headsets, all my experiences. And this video is gonna be a little bit different from past comparison videos. I'm giving you a definitive answer because I genuinely think one and only one of these headsets is worth it. I personally, and you're gonna see by the end of this, one of these headsets to me, not worth it. But let's cut through all the, doom and gloom and get to what I really think about these two headsets. All right, let's get nerdy real quick. So in terms of specs, both of these headsets are rocking some power. For the Play for Dream MR, in terms of resolution, we're talking 3840 by 2560 per eye, which kind of totals up to that 8K in terms of marketing that both of these headsets use. The Meganex Superlight 8K is 3552 by 3840 for resolution. So that means that the Superlight 8K is the higher resolution headset. Now, both of these headsets are micro OLED in terms of display, and they both look great. They also use pancake lenses, which is a very big plus. And both of these headsets have motorized IPD, with the Meganex Superlight 8K going from 58 to 72 millimeters, and the Play for Dream MR going from 51 to 78 millimeters. So if you're like me and have a wider IPD, then the Play for Dream MR is gonna win out for you on that. Now, where these headsets differ by a lot is FOV, and we're gonna have a whole section going over that. So just for now, I'm gonna list you guys the specs. And for the Play for Dream MR, the FOV has been boosted recently from 103 degrees to 108 degrees. So I'm guessing that means diagonal. Can really get confirmation on that. But the Superlight 8K actually does not list an FOV on the website. And honestly, that is not good. And that's for a reason. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later, but keep that in mind. And now we're gonna talk about weight. Both of these headsets are very different in weight. So the Play for Dream MR is a whopping 650 grams. Wow. And honestly, it doesn't even feel like it because the way the headset distributes his weight is amazing. So it feels like a lighter headset. I didn't realize it was heavier than my Quest until I looked it up. On the flip side, the Meganex Superlight 8K is just a small 179 grams. So it's very lightweight and is probably the lightest VR headset I've used outside of the big screen beyond. The fact that the Superlight 8K packs that much power into that small package is really good. I actually do respect that. Personally, I think they sacrifice a little bit too much to get to that small size, but we'll talk about that later. And now let's get to where these headsets really differ, and that's the way you access them on PC. So the Play for Dream MR is a full wireless PCVR headset. It's an Android-based headset also, so you can do APK side loading. Like for me, I put my favorite manga apps on there, and I'll show you guys more of that later. But I love the fact that it's Android-based, and you have your own operating system. The Play for Dream MR does also come with custom software for PCVR, but you can also get virtual desktop, which is the GOAT. You can also use other PCVR streaming solutions that you can find online. And keep on that wireless trend, is also a built-in battery that holds 5,060 milliamps and actually charges quickly with 30-watt charging. And in terms of other wireless PCVR features, you have outstanding color pass-through, eye tracking, and hand tracking. So the Play for Dream MR actually gives you a lot out of the box, and it's why I just love the headset. It's just a lot of stuff that you can use, especially for that price. Now on the flip side, the Meganex Superlight 8K is a Steam VR headset. So you need base stations, you need controllers because it does not come with controllers, and you need a Steam VR dongle for tracking. Now they do give you that, but there's also ones you can buy online if those aren't good enough. Both of these headsets also have USB-C ports for accessories, which is really great. And going back to controllers, only one of these headsets have controllers that come with it, and it is the Play for Dream MR. And as you guys know, the Superlight 8K does not come with controllers. So that means, like I said before, you gotta buy base stations, Valve NX controllers, if they're still around after a long time because they stopped making them. So they could potentially be sold out in your country. So that means you gotta buy them separately, which means you spend more money. So honestly, in terms of specs, I give it to the Play for Dream MR. Because resolution, while being great, is not everything in this case, because the Play for Dream MR gives you way more out of the box. And honestly, the Meganex Superlight 8K, like I said, is impressive on paper, but it needs some serious tweaking and a lot of extra money to get it to be a working PCVR headset. And speaking on price, we got some talking to do. I must say, as a person who has soon to be this week 11 PCVR headsets, because I have a Super coming in soon, I'm gonna have 11 PCVR headsets, but the Meganex Superlight 8K is the most expensive headset I've had so far. So like I've said in the review for that headset, I spent a lot of extra money to get it to a working state that's comfortable, because the base stuff, like the base head strap stuff you get that we're gonna talk about in the comfort section later, is not that good. So we're already talking $18.99 for the headset. And then base stations are costing another $200 because you need at least 2 to get something working. And then you need controllers if you're gonna be playing any games, which is gonna be another $200. That's another $400 already tacked on.
What?
Your boy is blind. I need prescription lenses. So that's another extra cost. Now I do use VR Rock, but I don't think they had the Superlight 8K prescription lenses. So I had to go through them, which cost a little bit more money. And if you want that longer cable to go with your headset, it's gonna cost another $179 plus tax.
Damn.
And sadly, it doesn't even include all the extra small stuff I bought to fix the headset, like putty to make sure the wire stays, and a bunch of other extra stuff to make the headset comfortable. So with just the base station, so that's another $400, plus the cable, that's another $500, about $600. Prescription lenses, probably another about $600 to $700. So we're talking another $700 on top of $18.99 estimated. Yeah, man, it's expensive. And the reason why I'm harping on that, because obviously PCVR is expensive. Even if you get the big screen beyond, or any of these other PCVR headsets that are native PCVR headsets that need base stations, stuff like that, you gotta pay extra. That's just part of the game. Not complaining too much about it. But when you get something like the Superlight 8K, that becomes the problem. And we're gonna get into that in the software section. Let's get to the Play for Dream price. The Play for Dream MR literally gave me the most plug and play experience I've had for a high-end PCVR headset. Quite literally, all I had to do was 3D print another face gasket for it, because the base one is very uncomfortable, and buy a charging like power bank so that I can charge it while I'm playing it. Yes, that's it. Now they don't have my prescription lenses because my prescription is pretty bad. I'm not gonna.
Cannot see, I'm legally blind.
And they couldn't make them, not yet. But they are partnering with VR Rock soon. Cool. But as of right now, I literally spent the least amount of money trying to make the headset more comfortable, because it's just, I have a lot of stuff laying around to make VR headsets more comfortable for me. And they are coming out with more face gaskets and stuff like that. Can't give too much detail on it right now, but it's coming, especially for Western style faces. So yeah, we're talking about a flat 2,000 to maybe 2,200 in terms of just extra stuff you got to buy to make it more comfortable, versus $2,500 to $2,600, $2,700. Yeah, man, like it adds up. And I don't see a lot of PCVR guys mention that, but I, as somebody who's bought a lot of my VR headsets, I feel you. And now that I'm done complaining about the price, let's talk about comfort. So comfort, these headsets aren't the best. I'm not gonna lie, both of these headsets really fail in that regard, and I kind of hate that for it because it's so high end in price. But to start off with the Play for Dream MR, I gotta say it's probably one of the most uncomfortable VR headsets that I've worn, sadly. But I will say this, for some reason, when they were designing the face gasket for the headset, they didn't really take into consideration Western style faces. It was only for, like Asian faces. And I get that when you don't have a lot of, probably Western style people around, But I feel like if you're making a headset, you obviously got to think about it if you're gonna sell the headset overseas. Now they are working on a Western style face gasket, and there's gonna be a lot more announcements. And I gotta say, they are fixing the issue, which I really respect, and I do love the open communication. I always respect that about a company. So I think after a while, those things are definitely gonna be fixed. And after that, the headset's gonna be a lot better in terms of a new experience. But as of right now, you definitely need some mods outside of the box to get it working. So I ended up 3D printing a face gasket and throwing a VR cover thing on there just to kind of make it comfortable for me. There's a bunch of different modding techniques for the face gasket in Discord, so definitely check that out if you want to see it. But in terms of weight distribution, I gotta say it's distributed perfectly. Like, this headset is really, it feels great to wear once it's comfortable. After that, you're good. I've worn it for very long sessions. It didn't really feel too much strain, anything on my face, and I was just like, yeah, this is great. And now we gotta talk about the Superlight 8K. Oh my God. I'm not gonna say the worst. That's a very big exaggeration. I shouldn't say that. It's probably one of the worst cloth head straps that I've ever used in my life. As somebody who likes to look around when I'm playing VR, I don't want to feel the headset move, and especially with a headset with such a small, and I mean small, sweet spot in FOV. No, bro, I don't want it to move. That's why I don't get why they didn't release the headset with a more sturdy, just head strap. Like I just don't get it. Now, even Big Screen waited a long time to put out their audio strap, and I didn't get the audio either, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, for this headset, this needs and desperately needs a hard head strap. I don't even know where that head strap is. I end up getting my Bobo VR head strap for my Quest 3, and I end up zip tying. At first, I taped it to the Bobo strap, and it was infinitely better than what they shipped it with, especially for an $1,800 headset. $1,800. Now, $1,800 to $2,500 with, additions. And I'm definitely gonna show you guys some of those pictures because I got laughed at by my homies about that. And honestly, I had to do what I had to do, man. I had to redneck it. And I even made a whole video going over every Frankenstein style modification I did to make this headset usable and comfortable for long sessions. Now, if you're doing like flight sim or something like that, I think you might be fine with the base strap, to be honest with you, and to keep this fully transparent. I don't think you have to spend any extra money for real to kind of, keep it going for like a flight sim situation. But as somebody who likes to play more than flight sim, yeah, no bueno. If you're a VR chatter, yeah, you're gonna need to invest some money into making the 8K comfortable. So yeah, the Play for Dream MR quite literally blows the 8K out of the water in terms of comfort post modding. If you're a person with a 3D printer, you might differ on that in terms of opinions, and that's totally okay. I don't have a 3D printer myself. I mean, I wouldn't need to really 3D print a lot of stuff, but if you have a 3D printer, then that's definitely gonna be a different situation for you. Then maybe the Superlight 8K might be the more comfortable headset for you with a 3D printer. Me, I'm just your boy. I don't have that. Play for Dream MR for sure. One thing I would definitely like to see in the next version of the Play for Dream MR is a hingeable. I need something hingeable, man, because just a static head strap, not it. I need a hinge on it, man, because this head is big and I need that, adjustment a little bit to make it a little bit more comfortable. I think a lot of people will also need that adjustment too. A lot of big head people in VR space. And before we get into the next part, guys, I do want to tell you that I will have links below for both of these headsets. I think one probably affiliate and the other won't. Make sure you like and subscribe, man. Show some love to the channel, man. A lot of you guys don't do that. Like, god dang, bro. Click that sub button, man. Bro, this is some content, man. Click that sub button. Anyway, now let's talk about the biggest part of this, and it's probably the longest part of this video. Ooh, boy, I got some stories for y'all. Ooh, we gotta talk. Let's talk about software. Ooh, let's talk about software. And we're gonna start off with you, Shift All, with the Superlight 8K. Ooh, the worst software experience I ever experienced in my life. Terrible. Now, I owe y'all a 3-month review. I do. And I got some heat. This has, hold up, let me calm down. This is the worst And I mean absolute worst experience I've ever had with PCVR software in my life. Spoiler alert. Big spoiler alert. The Meganex Superlight 8K gets absolutely stomped out by the Play for Dream MR in terms of software support and just general software presentation and everything when it comes to software, hands down. The Meganex Superlight 8K has had a few software updates, maybe 3, 4. And every time it had an update, somebody's stuff broke in a Discord. It got to the point where people don't even want to update their software that they put out. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Now their support, I heard, is okay. That's fine. That's fine. I can respect that. I can respect some good support. This headset needed a whole nother year in the oven, hands down. Now, what saved this headset for a lot of people? S-Boys 3 driver. Somebody built a whole custom PCVR driver because as of right now, base with no type of modding, the Superlight 8K is not a native PCVR headset. It's kind of like PodMax where they have their own software, which is called the Meganex Configurator. Ooh, and I hate that app. Hate that app. Ooh, I hate that app because it never works. And by never works, I mean it rarely works. It rarely works, and it is a travesty in terms of just updating your headset and just a lot of other bugs and stuff in it. Now, this software does have some good points, though. I will say that I got to give credit. I have to give credit to them for that. It does have some good points. You can adjust and customize like your brightness, contrast, and a lot of other different things about your PCVR experience to make it fit you. And you can do your IPD automatically in there and just set it to a value. So mine is always 72, and then you can make sure that the configurator remembers that and automatically readjusts your headset when you connect to your PC. So, but honestly, that means nothing if just the overall support of the software isn't good. There's a lot of times where if you're just on the base Meganex Superlight 8K, I had to say the whole name like the government. If you're on the base headset, man, you'll start getting flickering. I mean, hopefully I'm showing a video of this stuff and epilepsy warning for sure if I haven't showed it by now. Epilepsy warning for people who have epilepsy. This is a epilepsy warning. You will see flashing stuff. Sometimes the headset won't load. It's just bad, man. And it sucks because the team is nice. Like TK, the guy who's basically the liaison. I think he might be the owner. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how high the company is, but he's basically the face of Shift All in their Discord. And he seems like a nice guy. And honestly, I can't be mad at him. But this is like thousands of dollars people are spending, man. That sucks. That is terrible, bro. And it's honestly one of those situations where I'm kind of glad I didn't like partner with them for a video. That's one of the few times I'm okay my emails get rejected, because I would have hated to really get to y'all like y'all deserve. And even the other PCVR guys who said that was okay, no, man.
Oh, hell no.
Took S-Boys 3. S-Boys 3, shout out to S-Boys 3. This is a random guy who didn't even have the headset in the beginning when he made the software. It took him 2 to 3 weeks to make this headset a native Steam VR headset. What? And it's insane because it works great with that driver. And it's like, bro, you telling me y'all developed this for years? And it took this guy 3 weeks? Yeah, man, no. And this is part of the reason why I can't recommend a base Superlight 8K without the S-Boys 3 patch, because it's just not good. And the S-Boys 3 patch, you can do a lot of stuff. IPD offset. You can set distortion profiles. Oh, because I didn't mention that. This thing has terrible distortion because of, and I think it's the lenses they picked. When I first put the headset on, I thought something was wrong with my eyes because the world was warping. But there's nothing you can do to get away from that distortion and warping. And I think that's gonna make a lot of people hate this headset. This distortion is like weird, bro. I've never experienced distortion like this with a headset. It's like it's huh.
It's like when I look up and down, it distorts the world instead of me just looking up and down. But it's like, what the fuck? What do they do? I kind of want my money back. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not impressed.
And I know this is different from my usual format, but I really need to take some time to rip into them because I've been feeling some type of way for months. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I used to wait for my 3 month to get into this. But yeah, we gotta talk, man. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. Terrible, man. Terrible, 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 terrible. And even the NVIDIA driver situation, I won't blame them for this because, I mean, NVIDIA drivers are always hit or miss. But there's only specific drivers this headset works with, at least for like 4090s and different cars that have the most stable drivers. Probably best to ask in the Discord in terms of the best support. And if you're thinking about adding me in Discord, be like, Marty, oh, that's how you feel? Yes, that's how I feel. And honestly, I don't want to talk about it. I spent 3 months, a lot of long nights, a lot of missed streams dealing with this headset software, and I'm done with it. I haven't worn this headset since I got my Play for a Dream MR. Last time I booted this headset up was to get some footage for obviously this review. But when I say I got my Play for Dream MR, I pick this headset up because why would I? Because every time I pick it up, it's a headache. Software makes these headsets, PCVR companies. You can't ship a good PCVR headset without good software. And if you can't make good software, make that native. Make it native. $2,000, $2,500. That's how much y'all cost. All right, that's enough of that. Shift all, y'all got some work to do, man. I really got some work to do. And I hope y'all get it done in a timely manner because the holiday season's coming up. People will be looking for PCVR headsets. And when the big screen beyond and the Pimax Dream Air is coming out, it's not looking good for y'all. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that was a long rant. I didn't mean to go that long. But back to Play for Dream MR software. The Play for Dream MR software is fully Android based and is honestly probably the most fun I've had in terms of a standalone and PCVR experience. Now, the Play for Dream MR does have their own custom PCVR software. I can't speak on it too much because I'm a virtual desktop baby. I just love virtual desktop. Always is high quality software and God Golden always delivers, unfortunately. So if you want somebody's opinion on their software, I would say go to their Discord and ask around. But the Play for Dream MR just offers so much in terms of software, man. Like a whole Android OS is what I've always wanted for a standalone PCVR headset. I can put my own apps on there. I got my own manga apps. You can record 3D videos and watch them back in high resolution, and it's amazing, bro. I really love the ecosystem that's been built for this headset. Especially being a guy with an Android, man, you know I'm all over that. And the Pass 2 actually looks really great. Now, comparing it to something like the Quest 3, I don't know, because the Quest 3 is honestly really advanced in terms of, you know, its pass-through, but I would say they're very comparable. Maybe the Play for Dream has a slight edge in terms of like colors and a little bit more clarity because it's just a more powerful headset, but really close. And then one thing I do love about this headset is it's really customizable. Like everything can be customized. The latency of the pass-through can be customized. Like the actual viewing experience, you can change the brightness, the resolutions. And this headset even inspired Virtual Desktop to make a whole new mode, which is called Monster Mode, which actually pushes the chip and the overall power of this headset to a whole new level. That way it can really rival and honestly beat out a lot of PCVR headsets that are wirelessly streamed and some that are wired. I can genuinely admit this headset looks better than all my other headsets, all of them, even the wired ones. The monster quality mode for Virtual Desktop is beautiful. The colors, the vibrancy, that's the overall really pushing those micro OLED displays. Yeah, and one thing I really gotta give it to them is stable, man. I probably had the headset crash twice since the probably 2 months that I've had it with pretty decently regular usage, twice. And I put up 2 hands, twice. And what's also really cool is this is the Dream Box. This lets you stream your phone, Switch, PlayStation, anything that you can plug in with a HDMI or a USB-C. You can literally stream it to your headset with no latency, man. I literally was playing Mario Kart World on the Switch too, on this. Like, it's cool, it's nice, it's fun. It's just a lot of, you really feel all 2,000 of them dollars, man, that you spend. So yes, and there's a lot more stuff, and I cover really everything in the full review of the headset. So definitely go check that out. And thank you for the 10,000 views on that. But to sum this long section up, I know it's gotta be like 10 minutes. Flavor Dream MR stomps out the Superlight 8K in terms of software. Hands down, no ifs, ands, buts about it. Argue with your mama. And Shift All, you might owe some people in that Discord some money, man, for that free development, because they really saved y'all asses. And now let's talk about the actual gaming experience for PCVR for both of these headsets, where I think there's actually a lot of good to be had on both sides. For the Play for Dream MR, man, it's the best wireless PCVR visuals maybe out right now. I'll be honest with you. Half-Life Alyx, Contractors, every game looks phenomenal. Colors, beautiful. It's just monster mode, especially upping the quality of virtual desktop to fit this headset was a great move, and it's just honestly really paid off for Play for Dream MR. Now, is it perfect all the time? No, there can be artifacting, and it does take a little tweaking to get all the way right, because this is a new level of PCVR streaming. But God, man, looks amazing. The tracking of the controllers for the Play for Dream MR is actually really good, and I haven't had any issues. Now, if you're a content creator, you got really bright studio lights, then maybe you might have an issue or two, and I'll recommend, getting different lighting solutions. But if you're a normal person who just, plays games, then you should be fine. The Play for Dream MR is genuinely a headset that is good for mixed reality, PCVR, and genuinely excels at all of those fields. And I see why people call it the Chinese Apple Vision Pro, but I honestly think is amazing in its own right. That's why the Play for Dream MR has been the headset I've been recommending for a lot of people who want to upgrade from the Meta Quest. Personally, I don't think Meta is putting out a competitor for the Play for Dream MR probably for another year or two. I generally think for flight sim, racing, or anything you throw at the Play for Dream MR, I think it's going to perform very well and very nice. All you need really is a great internet connection, a Wi-Fi 6 preferably, a router, and you're good. For the Meganex Superlight 8K, I gotta say, the colors, the depth, after modding it and getting a really good distortion profile from Discord, it's really great. It's actually a really good experience, and what really helps is how light it is. It's very light, man, and you kind of forget you're wearing it, and being able to flip it up and down is nice. I gotta give it to them. In theory, it's a great thing. Now, the controller tracking is terrible with the default dongle. I could not get tracking right, and it made me rage quit a lot of streams.
Yeah, y'all got that. Heavy troopers, go ahead and deal with that.
You wanna die first? Oh no, oh no, I lost tracking. No!
Damn.
With this thing. Now, I did buy one on Amazon and it got better. Still a little hit or miss, but honestly, I don't even care at this point because I'm not really using this headset anymore. But that's just me though. Now, some people solve the issue totally and have no problem. So it's definitely up to the person and or individual. So take that with a grain or a bucket. But in terms of visuals, when you get to that sweet spot for games like, I use it for like Contractors, No Man's Sky, Elite Dangerous, it's amazing, man. That higher resolution, you really feel it. But the small FOV and the very small sweet spot make it a real hard sell for a lot of people. Because what's the point of high resolution if ain't a lot of it, But I think for a lot of people, the Superlight 8K, the way it looks is gonna be okay, especially if you're coming from a headset like the Big Screen Beyond. It has a smaller FOV and real small sweet spot. I think a lot of people will be fine. So both of these headsets offer really great visuals in their own way. And while we're talking about the gaming experience, this is a nice little segue to the FOV. Now, I did mention that we were going to talk about this earlier, and we kind of have to. So, like I said before, the Meganex Superlight 8K does not list the FOV on the website, and that's for a great reason. Because if they listed, a lot of people would not buy the headset. So I went to test HMD, and I got 90 vertical FOV and 88 horizontal FOV. And I'm pretty close to the lenses. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really close to the lenses with the bubble attachment head strap. So yeah, a lot of people are never, ever in their lives gonna buy a headset with that small of a FOV. And honestly, I do think it's a little disingenuous of Shift All to not include that in the official site. It comes off as really sneaky. And I'm be honest with you, I didn't hear a lot of PCVR reviewers mention that. Yeah, I'm one of the people that listen to other reviewers. I shouldn't have did that. But yeah, nah. FOV is terrible. And FOV and a small sweet spot like that small. Now for the Play for Dream MR, I actually got 90 vertical FOV and I got a whopping 110 horizontal FOV. That's the widest I've ever gotten. And it makes sense because I'm really close to the lenses with my, special comfort setup for the Play for Dream MR. So I was actually like genuinely surprised. And it honestly does feel like I get 110 FOV when I'm in the Play for Dream MR, because I can almost get to like what's it called, a side vision, like peripheral vision. So yeah, it's pretty legit. So usually for the last section of the video, if you've been here on the channel for a long time, I usually do which headset is for you. Not this time. Play for Dream MR hands down wipes the Superlight 8K in most fashions except the resolution. Yeah, argue with your mama. Sorry. This is one of the few times where I can't make it be this headset is for you if you want this, that, or this, or blah, blah, blah. I just can't recommend Superlight 8K right now, bro. Software is terrible. The support, at least for getting your headset fixed, is pretty good, but everything else is lacking, bro. It's just not a good experience out of the box. Not worth $2,000+. Hell no. I'm sorry, guys, I'm gonna curse, but no. And honestly, Shift All, even though I'm gonna give them a little grace. I think it's like one of their first headsets. Yeah, for a second one, go back to the drawing board, bro, and really think about how you're gonna release to the Western market, especially if you're gonna do a no return policy. And I didn't even mention that. Both of these headsets have no return policies, but you can return the Play for Dream if it has a technical mishap. Like if there's just something really bad and wrong with the headset, then you can return it and they'll pay your money back, which is good. But if it's one of those situations where you just don't like the headset, yeah, no, they're not gonna let you, refund it. And yeah, both of these headsets have a no refund policy. So if you get one, you're stuck with it. That's why you come to videos like this, so I can give you the full breakdown of why these headsets either deserve to be bought or not. So yeah, I would say if you're looking for a wireless PCVR experience, then get the Play for Dream MR. Now for a wired PCVR experience, I am reviewing the Crystal Super, coming up real soon. I'm actually gonna do an unboxing stream. We're gonna test it live. We're gonna do that live because I want you guys to see everything I go through with that Max Crystal Super, so you guys can start calling me a shield. But yeah, this is probably my most rambunctious comparison video I've ever done, and probably my longest, just all pure rant energy. So if you made it to the end, thank you. You deserve everything good coming in your life. And I'm actually gonna do my full Play for Dream review next week. So come back for that, because I'm definitely going all out for that one. And make sure you come back for the Max Crystal Super first impression / unboxing. But yeah, if you want a wired PCVR headset, wait for either Max, Big Screen Beyond, or any other company that comes within the next few months. But the Superlight 8K is not it. All right, make sure you guys drop a comment. Let me know, are you team Play for Dream MR or team Superlight 8K, and why? I definitely want to know your opinion. What VR headset are you rocking? Are you using a Max headset? You waiting for your Big Screen Beyond too? Let me know in the comments below. But that being said, with Mark do VR, and remember, don't just do it with a VR headset, man. Follow the channel. Peace.